Well, how's it going, Kingsman? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. Today, we have a 4v4. This one between the French and the coalition of the Prussians, Austrians, and British. Look at this glorious lines of this 8-pointer. So let's go over the points before the battle truly kicks off. Yeah, still aesthetically pleasing though. You know, just look at that. Just line upon line upon line of infantry. But on the French side, so we have a 8-point France, another 8-point France, a 7-point Denmark, and a 10-point France Österreich. On the other side, like I said, we have a 10-point Austria, a 8-point and 7-point Prussia, and then a 10-point UK, España, Portugal. Now, the coalition, we don't really know exactly yet where they're going to be. But you can see where the French are starting to push here. We have a far right side that's pushing up. Probably make contact with Prussia pretty quickly here. The center, Denmark, and the 10-point France, highest points on the field, going almost dead center. And then the 8-pointer going on the far left flank near this town. Now, if I have to, I will fast forward ahead. If, you know, there's a lot of marching. Now, this army is my army. I did play this battle, which is why I'm showcasing it. I thought it was pretty fun. A battle, I brought a lot of guard units. Look at these dudes. Man, have you ever seen something so beautiful? So gorgeous. They are very, for the most part, smaller units, but a lot of trilliers and stuff. So, you know, some good morale, some good shooting. Maybe not the greatest at melee, but, you know, I'm banking on not have to use that. And I think it's just, man, this wheat field and everything, guys, just makes it look beautiful. We are going to have a bit of cavalry display over here. Horse artillery pushing up, seeing some of the Prussian cav pretty early on. It's like some Landwehr, Lancers. But that's what horse artillery is for. You set it up, start shooting. And the infantry, man, they're pretty far on the map. He may be rolling up this road. And obviously, like I said, the rest of the coalition isn't even close yet to the map. Or to the center of the map here. We'll just have to keep an eye on this one kind of force. Looking over here, this is quite the mass army of mostly just infantry and some chasseurs cheval, of course, for scouting purposes. They do also have some hussars. Denmark got mostly line infantry here. I don't see Denmark very often, so it's kind of cool to see them on the field. And I mean, just gotta take a second to admire like the scenery, the sky, the sun. Like, look at that. It's almost like a painting. It's gorgeous. Like the maps are just beautiful. I mean, you look at this sky. I mean, have you ever seen something so real? Imagine looking at the sky and that's what you see. Man, just this game's so underrated. Yeah, it's so underrated. It's like an early morning fight. But like I said, I may skip ahead, guys, when the fighting actually happens, because it takes a second to, you know, get everybody revealed. Now, of course, we do see some scouting happening over here. We may have action. I think France is just going to try to harass the Prussians with horse artillery and just defend it with some hussars and chevalier lancers. Very nice lancer unit, too. Prussians do have a skirmish screen kind of protect their side. Now, of course, you can see artillery is really starting to hammer down, harass this Prussia. We are starting to see a little bit of cavalry making their appearance here on the flank. I do have a good mixture of dragoons here. I also have some of the guard chasseurs cheval. trying to scare them off as we're trying to scout, guys. We're trying to figure out where we're going to go here. So defending the left side and then pushing in the center, and more importantly, pushing on the right-hand side. That's kind of, you know, the plan, as it were. It'd be interesting to see how that plays out, of course, and at least get to see this other side. Ooh, looks like some of the British have cavalry swinging over on this here side. Got some heavier cavalry too. So this is going to be a little bit more of a serious force to have to deal with. We're starting to see a lot more cavalry starting to make their appearance. It looks like these skirmishers are... I mean, I'd push up the skirm screen, you know, push it up. Get really aggressive. French going for the far flank still. Look how isolated they are too. They're all by themselves on the right-hand side. I don't know if the coalition realizes that yet. But should make for a very... I mean, this is a ballsy play for sure, going off by yourself. But, you know, the army's pretty large. Unless all the coalition decides to focus left side, then it could be a problem. But still, the French can easily... Well, he's got some pretty slow units, L2, L3. He may not be able to get out of there once he's committed too far into that fight. I'm still trying to catch, I think, trying to catch some of the cavalry, or at least force them back so they can't see what's moving over here, what's in the works. We still have not seen a whole lot from Prussia on the flank. We have not seen a whole lot in the center. We're starting to see a little bit of the British. Like I said, obviously, we're trying to scout out and see where the coalition is massing up. That will decide where this 8-pointer focuses. And now you see a lot more of the British out of the woodwork, which means this Prussia on the flank is probably isolated, probably all by themselves. And now may be the time for this France to attack. I suspect he's still doing that anyway, though. And now there's a shift. So before this 10-pointer was going more center, now it's a plan to kind of go for the right flank, isolate the Prussia, maybe flank some of the UK. I am now going to be shifting up to defend the left flank, as you can see our flank is kind of shifted, using this hill, pushing up from there, if you can see on the map, where the fighting is going to probably be happening. We've still yet to see a whole lot of the coalition, but we kind of are starting to get an idea of where they are. Austria right here, UK right here, Russia right here, and then the other Prussia right over here. And here we go. Here's the first little bit of a potential clash here. This totem comes? No, Slancers. Nice. The horse artillery shifting up, start driving back some cavalry. The rest of the army is going to still keep advancing. Artillery right here, I'm assuming maybe some Prussian infantry over in this area, but we have the British going in for the bait. So they're going to go for the flank of this 8-pointer, but the 10-pointer should push up and smack into their flank if all goes according to plan, which, of course, you know, do plans always go like they should? No. No, not at all. Not at all. So cavalry that broke. Like some cavalry's in the rear. They did break one unit. Trying to stop. Ooh. Oh, wow. We got a UK line. I'm starting to remember this because I was scouting it, actually. We have a UK line here. We have more pushing to the defense here. So we may have a Prussia actually committing to an attack or to a defense with the UK going to help, you know, make this attack on this 8-pointer. On this side, it's just defense still, guys. Not a whole lot happening. Denmark is going to push up in the center. So we have a total line from this direction all the way across. So we are totally isolated and disconnected. We still have some cavalry. Uh-oh. Oh, so they finally caught him. UK gonna push up here. Looks like there's a good amount of actually Spanish units in here. Oh, watch it. We got some Prussian cavalry. Starting to maybe shift. Artillery is set up. Gonna start hitting this UK. Oh, the cavalry retreated too early. These lancers are gonna get some skirmishers for breakfast. Sacrifice one to save the others. Yeah, you can see the Prussians have totally reformed here. Actually, way back behind. This UK is going in by himself. And not a very good attack. This UK should be falling back right now. Especially since, well, these guys are hidden still, I guess. Pretty soon they won't be. I mean, this UK should be pulling back anyway. Go back with your allies. Be defensive. If they're not going to attack with you, then don't attack at all. I'm still forming up, guys, as we have not really seen a whole lot of action at all. In fact, zero action whatsoever. Just being defensive here, letting the right side do most of the work at the moment. Not a bad strategy, you know? But we have some Chasseurs-Cheval going to get charged here. Oh, even the general's in danger.
Ordre bien reçu. Ordre bien reçu.
Oh wow, another. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? So yeah, cavalry getting real close, getting burned by some skirms. Over here, the push begins by the France. We do have, oh, the Austrians making a reveal here, going against some skirmishers. I was very rusty. I'll be the first to admit I was very rusty in this NTW3 match. You're going to see a lot of bumbling plays by me, especially, and it tells. Couldn't multitask to save my life, guys. Now we have more cavalry going in. Oh man, they're going for too many troops at once. That's going to cause them to break. Austria has made their appearance. We still have a Prussia on the flank not being dealt with yet. Pathfinding's a little weird. I was trying to farm this cav unit, and instead they ran to the flail. They're gonna die. There's no way they don't break.
Our men are running, sir.
There's no way. Still, ooh, Austrian cavalry gonna get into the, yeah, they're gonna get flanked in turn. Man, so much cavalry now on both sides, kind of running around. We do have an Austria. It's starting to push forward here. France is going to start pushing into the UK, who are forming up. Now, of course, there's an 8 points here also. This Prussia seems a little bit very passive, especially considering it's very exposed. Now, of course, the UK can totally fall back from this still. I would probably, if I was on the coalition side, tell them, hey, fall back from this. Like, pull back behind these rocks almost. You know, pull back, be in line with Prussia and Austria if you're going to do any of that. We do have Prussia starting to hover on the flank here. Austria's going for another cav push here. But you can see the UK have formed a... Ooh, oh man. You gotta attack that angle right there to sit troops right here and just chew them up. This UK needs to fall back. I'm surprised they haven't tried pulling back from this position. Draw a line to the Austria from Prussia and fill that gap. Now there's a lot more Austria and a lot more of the UK pushing up. Oh, a lot of troops getting in the field, guys. A lot of troops focusing in on both sides. Look at this. Nice shootout happening right over here. I have a lot of really good units for shooting. Now, they're smaller units, so obviously I'm going to start getting heavier losses a lot quicker than, you know, my enemy. Denmark has pushed up to engaging some of this UK line. France also has a huge skirm screen against the UK. More artillery setting up. Oh, beautiful position. Just beautiful. The rest of France pushing up here. I'd say this is the place to focus down. Focus it, focus it. Now we do have a cav charge, or almost cav charge. The Prussians starting to push forward here. Artillery from Austria in a very nice position to start shooting down on the French line. We have some cavalry that clashed here, trying to go for the guns. Most likely, Hussars broke them. Oh, these guys are gonna get canistered.
Sir, our general is under attack.
Oh, wow, they instantly break. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. We have a call. Oh, okay, all right. Let's make sure nothing else is happening. Look at this, guys. Column of assault here. 10-pointer just ready to go in for that. Man, look at this. Okay, here we go. Cavalry pushing right here. Infantry going right into this UK. That's when you immediately fall back. You fall back. You call off the retreat. You call off this defense. reform your lines. France is going in for melee. Man, this is becoming a madhouse, but the columns start to advance. A mess of melee here in the center. France is actually taking some losses because of that cavalry, but they have not broke yet. More cavalry starting to push in, going for the guns. I do try to go for some artillery of my own, and I do snipe it. That's about as much as this Chasseur Cheval is probably going to end up doing. Russia pushing up some units as well, so the flank looking like it's going to get hit pretty hard here. Austria shredding up my lines, guys. I'm just getting absolutely destroyed here. This melee still a huge mess. But France is starting to win here. Now there is cavalry in the center, but he's going to go for a flank with the Hussars. France pushed up here against the rest of the UK. Denmark charging in as well. Starting to focus down this Britain. It's beautiful. And we do have cavalry that went in, but look at this. We have Prussia pushing in line infantry, and he has some guard units behind that. Some heavy cuirassiers as well. So the counterattack is going against me. Probably the best target, honestly. I'm the most rusty. France or the UK totally breaking here. Now I do charge him with some cavalry of my own, trying to slow down this attack. But they're starting to win, so I just gotta hold. That's all I gotta do. Beautiful. Even though I probably wasn't feeling that at the moment, I was feeling panic. As Prussia starts pushing up here, Denmark has just smacked through the first initial UK line. Austria trying to play damage control, but it's not going too well as France is getting into their reserve line.
Our men are running.
So much happening. It's just a mess. We do have Prussia now. Looking maybe to be going for a assault. We'll see. This was like a month back at least. I'm trying to remember what happened here. But I got my guard units ready. I did pull back my depleted units against Austria, and the Landwehr from Denmark does push in. But look at this. It's shrouded in smoke. It's so hard to see what's happening here. But France is breaking Austria using that mass route. Cavalry trying to hold the UK. I mean, Prussia. This Prussia has done a huge disservice, in my opinion, on this flank, unfortunately. But here we go. Cavalry charging in again. Cuirassiers. I'm going to try to stop them from getting to my squares. As the guard units do go in. Trying to defend, guys. I'm panicked right now. Fire! Flares, fire! I do counter. Ooh, that was a nice volley. Oh, another cav charge, though. I do go in for a melee of my own just to try to slow down Prussia from being able to shoot me down. You see the mass route starting to go, or the wavering starting to go for me on multiple fronts here. Denmark still pushing. Austria has totally reformed here on this left side. The UK are basically dead. Prussia trying to hold as best they can here, but France starting to push them up. You can see 8-pointer now pushing his massive reserves into the center line. This turning into a bit of a cluster. So far, nothing decisive. Both sides throwing troops back and forth. It was well played on both sides on this side. I really enjoyed this battle. I was scrambling the entire time.
Our men are running, sir.
But they are starting to break me a little bit here. With that infantry, cavalry does break for them. Austria totally reforming. Denmark's now going to start pushing for them. The center has broke, guys. You can see the red on the mini-map. Russia and the UK trying to hold here. We have a general trying to defend as France starts pushing even more and more. Prussia, oh, they're mass routing here. Yeah, they got to reform their lines way back. This is Austria's reserve line. He actually saved a good chunk of his army. We do have a battery just sitting up here. Oh, wow, I'm shooting my own cav. What an idiot. I'd call myself an idiot. It's okay. I'm allowed to do that. So Austria has a large chunk of their army left, so they're not out of this fight whatsoever. Russia and the UK still in a bit of a fight here. They've kind of pulled back the line a little bit, but France is now going to push forward whatever troops they have left. That's quite a lot. And look at those reserves for days. 4 days, they have reserves for days, for sure. Now the hottest fighting is definitely happening over here. Both of us are, I'd say we're pretty evenly matched still, Prussia and myself. But of course, I am pulling back just a little bit. I don't want to cave in and break. I have artillery that can start helping me out. I'm going to start pulling back, letting my guns do some of that work. We may have the final assault against Prussia. Austria is kind of reforming, just kind of resting up as many troops as they can. Prussia's not down on their flanks, so they can maybe still play some damage control and hold on. Oh. Dude. Wow. That horse is going places. And he's taking his buddy with him. It's rough. Details like that, guys, make this game.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
So the Prussian general's dead. I mean, they're folding pretty quick here. It's been a decisive win on this right flank. The left flank has been kind of a back and forth. It was actually a very good fight. More cinematic on this side than anything, though. Lava is so thick now, it's so hard to even see the sun with all the smoke. Even hard to see, like, back behind the units. There's so much smoke. That is just cool. France is going to keep running down this army and killing, routing units. I mean, I'm sure they've already run down so many Prussians, killing them to make sure they don't come back. Looks like Prussia has kind of taken shelter over by this small town. And the 8-pointer is going to run them down while the rest of the 10-pointer and 8-pointer is going to start pushing up here against Austria. So we have cavalry going in for some infantry. Denmark starting to try to close the distance. That was a misclick, I do believe. I had him in melee, and then I clicked fire, and it just made him charge. My shock when I saw my poor Trilliers just die. Yeah, so I'm trying to focus on one guy. I'm letting Denmark, which he's starting to go in on all these units you see here. Skirmstream again against Austria, but France pushing around on the flank a little bit. This is going to be hopefully the final coffin. The nail in the coffin, I should say. Here we go, the push being made. Attacking with Denmark. Going with the Chasseur Cheval on the flank, tie him up. Start maybe trying to route units. We can tie up and route all this. Ooh. Oh, that artillery is going to be nasty. Oh, some skirmishers snag up my cavalry. I'm trying to get to those guns. Oh, oh no, they're gonna break. And cavalry running amok in the lines, and it just mass routes Austria out of nowhere. I got some bias. I was watching my charge, even though there's probably a cool looking charge over there.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break. And I do believe that's basically the battle. It's just kind of clean up at this point.
about 30-minute battle, but you know, really enjoyable. At least I enjoyed myself. Obviously, there was some tactical errors made by the coalition, which we capitalized
Our
on
men are running, sir.
quite a bit. The biggest one being this UK being right here. I mean, or I should say right here. That was huge. They just got charged in. I love seeing that assault column just going in. I mean, yeah, they just had units in a weird angle. They could have left some gaps, maybe for cavalry. I'm not sure if that would have done anything. But yeah, the last little defense of this Prussia here. I'll tell you guys, the 8.1814 France, tons of fun to play. You do so much with them. So much fun with them. And I'm not gonna lie, I was farming up near the end. I was just walking through units. So my kills are not proportioned to actually my victory. I was just killing troops that were routing. So I got, it says I got a lot more kills than I actually did. In fact, probably for most of us, we were walking through a lot of routing troops. Maybe not all the French players, but definitely me. So good. Oh yes, the canister shoot. Oh my gosh, yes. Canister! That's the battle, I believe. But yeah, let's pull up the results here so you guys can see you know what happened here. Yeah, this is me. You see, yeah, got a lot of kills. That's farming. That's definitely not all from the fighting. I mean, you get some good kills, but you know, yeah. Let me pull up the results here so you can see on the coalition side, you have Angry Welshman playing as the Austria, got 866 for the kills. Balls the Young Gent, the one I was actually fighting on their right, my left flank, their right flank, got 890 for the kills. The Fabius Rex was the Prussia on the far other side, facing the other 8-point France, got 642. And then Hot Banana as the UK, 838 for the kills. Now on the other side, Matt Bob, 10-point France, Osterreich with 1588, Beauregard as the Denmark with 1018, me as another 8-point France with 1498. Like I said, a lot of farming. Maybe not all farming, but definitely I probably would have been maybe 1,000 kills. And then Heinz, the other 8-pointer with 1356 for the kills. So yeah, it was a very fun game from my perspective at least. And we just used a tactical push on a side that was weak. And I obviously just had to hold. I wasn't winning on my side. I was just holding. It wasn't until the rest of the flank broke that our side kind of started to win. So... But anyway, guys, that'll be the battle today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you again for all the support on the channel. Really do appreciate it. Gonna keep making videos, keep doing streams. I hope you guys will, you know, keep joining for those showing your support. It means a lot to me. So until next time, guys, you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. And as always, I'll catch you all in another video.